Opening statement. Man, first off, this is awesome as to what we're starting to get going with the crowd and starting to get some excitement. We greatly appreciate it. Keep coming, keep fighting, keep doing those things. We will too. Disappointed that we lost, but happy to see what we're slowly building, and we'll continue to build and continue to fight for. And appreciate the cheering and all those things. So it doesn't go unnoticed. Disappointed in our start. I'm disappointed in a few guys in the start, whether it's sick or whatever. I mean, Tavion probably lost 10 pounds the last 2 days, and throwing up in the locker room afterwards, and he didn't seem to have any issues. And so I'm disappointed in that. Really disappointed. Happy with the comeback, but not overly. Again, you need to win these, and it's time to win this kind of game. We've proved that we can, but we haven't proved that we actually will. It's time to do that. And you got a great opportunity next game. And again, people think that, like when we took this over, it's like, man, how can they get to a certain point that quickly? And people probably still think I'm crazy, but I see it. Like it's coming. Like we're getting there. I mean, you see the crowd coming. You see us winning games. Obviously, we dropped 2 that we probably shouldn't have, but it's building, and we're going to keep fighting for that.
What enabled them to get downhill early in the game? Was it just that lack of concentration?
Yeah, lack of energy, lack of concentration. There's probably things that I need to do a better job of in scout. I think maybe 3 of the first 4 possessions, there's 3 of their guys that only go left. We had a guy refuse a ball screen, go left. Stojakovic, he might have done it twice. Had another guy refuse a top ball, went to his left. We were soft in coverage late. Was able to pass to the corner, and then we got in rotation. The offense was sped up. At times it probably took early average, didn't get to the next action consistently enough. Just a lot of different things that we just, it's something that I need to correct, because if it happens 2 games in a row, that's a pattern, and I need to do a better job.
Cooper mentioned the scout as well kind of early. Does it maybe take a little bit longer right now for the team to get actually acclimated on the floor? Is that the issue kind of coming out? Maybe it takes a while to see it in action and get comfortable with it.
Yeah, you've got a brand new team still, regardless of how many guys have played for me. Most of them just played for me for 1 year. And so, yeah, executing a scout the way we want it executed it does take time. That's probably an excuse, and so we just need to do a better job. I mean, it's simple, just don't let him go left. He went left like 3 straight times, and it was like, so we'll do better. We'll get there. Then 44 shot 3 straight threes. That's a 9-0 run. He's a shooter. That's what he does. He's a shooter. You can't just leave him wide open, and he never posts. And so some of those things are just really disappointing. But I thought there's some bright spots in some of the guys that competed.
Defensively, what do you feel like they did to make life tough on Bennett?
I mean, if all 5 of them guard him, it's like when we come out flat, it just feels pretty lonely out there from an offensive perspective for him. It's just like he's having to do everything and force things, and like all 5 guys are shrinking on him. I don't think people realize how much they're shrinking on him. And I don't think people realize either, like, he was sick last week too, but he's fine. But a lot of these guys that have this decent draft stock and whatever, they sit out. Like, they sit out when they get a little boo-boo or they get sick or whatever. Man, this dude comes in and competes every day and fights. And, we don't have a lot of leverage on the backside of our ball screens right now. And so then they're able to load like crazy. So it's really tricky for him to get a quality shot. So it seems like then we make a run when he's out, and it's like, well, was he? No, he's not the problem. It's that the floor shrinks when he comes off screens, and we're not doing a good job of getting to secondary actions after that.
How close was Tavion to not playing, and what does it say about what he was able to do today about it?
I don't know if he was not. I don't know. He came to practice yesterday, and he didn't look very good. And I'm like, well, we'll see. We need you for Purdue for sure. And they made that run, and it's like, we'll see. And I saw he was pretty good. He dove on that ball at half court, and I was like, okay, let's go now. And I just, again, we've got to do a better job of doing that and being consistently, ready. It's not doom or gloom though. Like, you got to move on to the next game. This is the Big Ten. Like, it's a good league. So it's just what it is. You gotta be better next game.
How do you keep Bennett from getting frustrated with everybody coming at him? He's picked up a couple fouls.
I don't understand the fouls. They probably fouled.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult in those games to put 4 fouls on him, but don't foul. Maybe he fouled, and so that's part of the problem. But those games are tricky. Where you try to keep guys in the game like that a little more consistently. But I thought the officials were great today, so I didn't have any issues with them. I just would like to keep them stay in the game.
When you say that you feel like you're so sorry, I'm gonna
Yeah.
When you say that you feel like you're so close to getting there, you felt like you're super close against Minnesota. You felt like you're super close here. How do you not let that become a frustrating point beyond the initial few moments after the game, like knowing that you're right there, but you're just not there yet?
Yeah, I would say close. What I'm close to, or we're getting closer, is building a program, building a sustainable program where fans come, win or loss, building a program that people are proud of, building it with great kids, interacting with the fans consistently. That's, you see it, the energy of surrounding the program. That's where we're getting closer. We lost and we got, we dug a hole. So maybe Minnesota was like, hey, you just didn't totally come ready. Awesome way to show it that you can come back, but not today. You got to come ready. Not today. You had to come ready. So I didn't feel great about today. Still love the team. Love the fact that fans are coming out and there is a buzz and there is an energy, and we're going to keep that buzz and energy, and we're going to keep fighting.
Can you expand on what you were talking about with Bennett out? Because you guys did come back with him out.
Yep.
But you also say obviously he's not the problem. Underwood was in here saying
Yeah.
how good he is and everything. But what did you maybe learn when he was off the floor that you can do well when he is on the floor?
Yeah, I think sometimes when you have a player of his caliber, you search for him a little bit too much, and it doesn't naturally flow. And I think we probably searched for him too much. And then when you search for him, then all 5 guys away shrink. Like, their team is the ultimate leverage. Okay, so I think they've got 5 elite basketball players. Okay, if you put one, and I'm not saying any one in particular, but if you put one in a different environment, they may be just solid, just good. But when you put 5 together, they all leverage each other. So when you scout them, you're paying attention to Merkovic in the post and his ability to shoot and his ability to pick and pop, and then they bring another 7'2" guy in that can pick and pop, and then you've got the 2 downhill guys. You get the 2 downhill guys in Stojakovic and why am I drawing a blank? Boswell. Kylan. Boswell. And then obviously you've got Shooter and those guys benefit from each other. Does that make sense? And so we're not benefiting from each other. I thought that one stretch we did, but we need to do a better job of trying to benefit from each other, if that makes sense. Leverage each other, not just leverage one person. And that's partly me too. I got to do a better job of okay, why is that not working? And we will. I mean, we're getting there. So
When you play a team like Illinois, who is bigger on paper, more talented top to bottom, that's going to be the case in the Big Ten. Like, in an ideal world, what do you guys need to do to make up for that?
yeah, I mean, exactly what we did. We boxed out. We were great on the defensive glass. I think we got more O-boards than they did. I think it was 10-9. If you would have told me that, and then you would have looked at percentages and all that, I would have said we'd probably win the game based on the stats. But our offense wasn't there. How do we combat it from an offensive perspective? We got to flow better. The ball's got to move. You got to get in and out of actions better. Probably like you saw that little stretch where we were able to get in and out of actions considerably better. You know, defensively, I don't know what's going on. Wasn't our best defensive game, but part of that was because our offense was so inept. That puts pressure on your defense.
With Hassan didn't play and Uric didn't play, were they ill or they just not part of the game plan?
Not just one part of the game plan. And we were gonna try to Iraq tonight. Kind of snowballed on us. When it snowballs on you, that's not the time, you know, because you don't want him to think he's part of the problem. But we were planning on playing him tonight. It just wasn't the right moment to do it.
Ben, although you guys came up just short, how can this be, I mean, to do this against a ranked team that, you know, is probably going to go have a deep run in the NCAA tournament, how can this be a building block going forward to know that you guys can still fight and be in these games?
I mean, it can be a building block, but I just think that you got to win these games. I'm just like, I think if you fall in love with getting close, although it does show that you're a good team, but when you fall in love with getting close, you never come over the top. And so it's time to do that. You know, it's time to be able to win this game. You know, I mean, we had a missed dunk, we had a missed layup. I think Al had a cut and a wide open layup, and then we had Bennett's missed layup. That's 6 points right there. Those are all pretty easy points. You know, you take those six points back, you know, all of a sudden it's a different story. And so, but that's what good teams do. You have to finish some of those things. You can't spot them 18 points. But again, it's part of the growth. But I'm not a like, hey, this is part of it. This is part like too much, if that makes sense. Like I want to win. Like that's what we want to do, and I thought we could have, and I still think we can. I think we could have won all the games we lost. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
Was Alvaro starting? Was that just because of Tavion?
Tavion was sick.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have one more? Who else had the other one?
Before Coop went on his 5-0 run, you had a conversation with him where he said you told him what he had done wrong defensively. How do you like critique a player and tell them exactly what they did wrong without killing their confidence mid-game?
I don't really care about that. If he's got confidence issues, he shouldn't be playing in the Big Ten. So, I mean, freshman, you do a little bit. He's a redshirt freshman, but he went under a handoff on Wagler, and it's just, you can't do that. You just can't, like, we're getting stops, and you can't go under that. He's moving to his left as well. Again, scout thing. It's just we can't make those mistakes, and we did, but you know, we're gonna keep getting better.
All right, thanks.